Hi, I'm Rusty from the Rusty Harden Studio in Tipp City, Ohio, and welcome to my Artful Doodle demo. I'm going to guide you through drawing all of the feathers, Dreamcatcher like, and just grab your favorite pen, your writing, drawing utensil, and paper and begin. Paper that I'm using is Bristol Smooth. That's a type of paper. It's not really a brand. Frequently, the brand that I get is the Strathmore. It does come in a book, and it's this size, so it works for me. But it comes in big pads, so you get whatever works for you. But I would use anything to draw on. I really did, including you know, recycled envelopes. I like envelopes because most of them are pretty smooth and pretty slick. But I like this paper because it's smooth. So the pen that I'm using is a Signo Uniball Signo 207. It's a micro 207, and I like the size of the pen. It's a retractable gel pen. The ink in this pen is waterproof and fade proof, so that works well for me in the artwork world, because I can come back and add color if I want to, like watercolor and so on. So, and I may do that yet. You can use colored pencils, watercolor pencils, markers, whatever works for you. Crayons. Did I say crayons already? Look, it's just about you being creative and you relaxing. So I'm going to get started here. I have another paper right here. I'm going to guide you through the drawing. I do have some index cards off to the side so I can demo on a card, and then go ahead and put it over here if I need to. Well, I want this kind of a circle shape up here at the top. If you've been with me any amount of time, you know that I am circle challenged, so I always work smarter, not harder. I find something that works for me. So I like the ring for this. I like the ring inside my masking tape. So I'm gonna just, we go. Yep, I'm pretty happy. So now I'm going to just offset it a little bit. I'm going to bring down my masking tape just a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, that's just about perfect right there. So now I'm going to match up my little line. I'm going to have to move it just a little bit off to this side. I'm okay with that. Hopefully it matches up close enough. I'm a happy camper. Just like that. So my doodle up here, I'm going to kind of just finish matching these together. My doodle in here, first I want to go over my line a few times. By the way, I have free online doodle classes on Tuesdays and Wednesday. Check them out in the link, or in the bottom in the description here on the YouTube channel. I put the link to my classes, so you want to join me there. I have some other classes, watercolor classes. I have doodle with color. So I'm just going to, I don't mind turning my paper around, and I do need to put a piece of paper under my hand. The oils in my hands can make my ink want to skip every now and then, so been mindful about that lately. So you see, I'm not striving for perfection. I overlapped the line right there. It's a doodle. The doodle doesn't mind. That's what I'm just going to remind you. Just take some deep breaths. Enjoy this. Let go of whatever tension you have on your shoulders. It's just about being in this moment and enjoying what you're drawing. So on the inside of the necklace or the Dreamcatcher, however you see this, I put dots. I enjoy making marks and lines. They're not random because, you know, they're intentional, but they're not necessarily all like rigidly planned. I think an area needs something, and I give it something. And even when I do this demo, who knows, I might add a little something that I feel like it needs compared to the sample. So I put the dots above that, and the inside, these are just wavy lines, and that's what I have going in this part of this circle. Just up and down the hill, down, up, you know, just a pattern. Now, if you're one of those people that loves Zentangle or inspired by Zentangle, that's beautiful, that's fun, you know, do that. Create your own patterns, and however they are. I'm just a guide. I'm an opportunity, right? I'm going to turn this a little bit so I can keep them a little bit straight. So now I'm going to add occasional beads, so to speak, through here. Just circles that I'm filling in. We don't even notice that little line anymore. Things don't go the way you planned. It's okay. It's just a doodle. Even when I make these videos, something goes wrong, I just accept it. Sometimes that's a real challenge, though. Like when I'm doing them live in the class, the online class, something doesn't go right, and I have to live by my own words. I'm like, okay, I have to live by it. So I have to accept it, figure out how to fix it, whatever. It's a good lesson. It really is. Can't control everything. So now I'm going to start creating the cords that hang down. So I'm just going to work from left to right. So I'm going to make I'm going to make broken lines, because that's where I'm going to put these circles. So I'm going to put a circle here. That's a little too far apart. I'm going to put a circle here. Then here at the end, I'm going to put a circle. Then I'm going to put circles in the middle and fill those in. I'm going to follow around the outside line. Okay. So every feather for me starts with a swishy line. So this one, I'm going to get a different card. I've laid my hands on that one, and I already have the oils in my hands. I shouldn't have put lotion on my hands today. So this is my feather. That's my little swishy line. So on this side, I don't want it to be as big as I do the other side. So I'm just giving myself some guidelines. And then on this side over here, this is how this is going to go, and then it's going to attach. Okay, so I'm going to start here. I'm going to make my swishy line. Every one of my feathers has a swishy line to start with. So this side's not going to be as big as the other side. So I'm being sketchy. I'm holding my pen lightly. If I'm sketchy, if I'm just barely touching my paper, I can make adjustments as I go. If I come in and make a hard line like this, I can't make adjustments if I'm not happy with it. But here I can come in and make adjustments. I'm going to start back up at the other side, and I'm going to come in a little bit, swing back out, come back into the point. So now inside here I'm going to add lines from I'm going to go over this center line, I think. Yeah, I like that. Now from this center line, we're going to make kind of broken lines, feathery. You know, it is a feather after all, right? So I'm going to follow this on down to the point. The other side, I'm not going to put them as heavy. I'm just creating a little bit of broken lines along the outer edge. Maybe something that wants to go back in like this. So I'm going to keep this side quite a bit lighter. Just want a little bit of variety. So here my sketchy doesn't go that far, so now I'm going to come back up to it on this side. There we go. Now I'm going to make a few lines along the edge here, just kind of like stop it. So now I'm going to pick up a cord right here. See how that's coming down off of that? So I'm gonna make a circle. The circle on the inside, filled in. I always start with the swishy line. So this one, I have swing out line, and then I have this one, kind of leaf shape. If you've been following me at all, this is very much like a leaf shape. So here, I'm going to make stripe lines that come down. Does, you know, I'm like, well, that's not very feathery. Well, it's a doodle, and I want a variation, and I want it to be interesting. So I get to choose how I'm going to make that happen. Just as you get to choose how you make that happen. Want them all to be real feathery? Have at it. Want them to be wild? Have at it. Life's too short and too complicated to be too fussy over a doodle. I like it. All right. So I'm going to come over to the next one, and I'm going to do the broken lines again. So I'm going to put circle here, fill it in. 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 So I want to go over this line. Okay, swishy line. Now this feather, absolutely, you know, as you see it here, it's going to get more of that feathery, a whiter feathery look. So I'm going to kind of just make a little curve line out and a curve line out. I'm going to bring that swish back just a little bit and swish that back just a little bit. So now I'm going to do a curve line out, curve line out, back, back, curve line out, curve line out, back, back. Just going to give myself some guidelines down around here as I'm coming down. They're just guidelines, they're just little dashes. I can adjust those as I need to. I want the end to be a little bit rounded off down here, so I'm going to be a little bit sketchy with that line. Now I'm going to fill them in with sweepy lines, and I don't want to go all the way to the rib of the feather, so it kind of creates a little bit of a halo around it. So I'm going to go I'm just going to do all one side then the other, but I'm going to turn it a little bit on the side so it's easier for me. Doing the video at an odd angle. And I really do turn them around when I'm doing my doodles, so yeah, just turn it on its side. So as I get farther down here, I start turning the line down too. I'll come back around over them a few times. There we go. I would come back in and go over more lines, and I'll do that here in a little bit. But I want to move on so you can see the structure of all the other feathers. I'll come back and add more to that. It's in a good place. It's in a very good place. So this one's much shorter. I'm going to start out with that circle filled in with the circle at the very end of it. And I'm going to have one, and then we'll have another one. So I'm going to make my swishy line kind of a little bit of a curve. I'm thinking leaf shape again. So I'm going to make a little swish outline this way, but I'm going to pick it up like it's a little bit of a leaf shape. Then the other side, I'm going to curve down, dip it back up, curve down, dip it back up, curve down to a point. There we go. So I did zigzag lines in there. And along the center line of the feather, I did little ovals. And I put them on both sides. A lot of times I only do one side, but I did both sides. So let's just do both sides. They just touch each other. It's like a little oval chain. So I'm doing like little lightning bolts, maybe zigzags in here. Okay, and then I made an extra little string coming out there that's not holding another feather. This made for interesting lines. Look, you see why? This one broke off. That used to be attached to that. So while I'm there, I'm going to kind of follow that line a little bit. I'm going to make a little line, make a circle, fill it in with the dot, make another little line. And I'm going to go return back to this little leaf shape. If I haven't shown you the leaf shape, my apologies. Let's talk about the leaf shape. So this is a leaf shape, or sometimes it's a petal shape. Depends on the context. Today it's going to be a feather shape. It's all about context, right? So if it's upright, it's like this. If it's hanging upside down, it's like this. If it's so there we go. So doing it in just such a quick stroke is one thing if you practice, but if you're not, if you make brackets or parentheses, kind of round off this end down here and bring this to a tapered point, you get the same shape. So if I want to hang it upside down, I can do parentheses or brackets, whatever your reference is for those. Kind of taper this up and then taper this down, and you get that leaf shape. Well, that's what I'm doing. I'm just making them kind of wavy leaf shapes. So here we go. So I'm thinking in terms of leaf shape here. So I'm going to do this side and then that side. Oop, forgot to do my sweepy line. Everyone should have a sweepy line. So here I have like a little curly cues right there. Then I'm going to follow these lines all the way down. There we go. So I have three more. We have three more to do. So this one, I'm going to make a little line coming down, circle with the line in it. And right about here, I'm going to make a circle with a line in, or circle with a filled in circle in it. So this one's going to swish off to the side. This one's going to continue down. So circle with a circle inside. My little leaf shape, kind of wavy lined. So I am going to do the sweepy line in it. Okay, but so what I'm going to do though is I'm going to make these stripes here, and I'm going to offset this one just a little bit. So now I'm going on this side, so just slightly offset the one on this side. Don't really want them to be equal coming off the side, out to the side. Makes it more interesting this way. There we go. I think I'm going to follow the line. Just strengthen the line on the outside a little bit. It needs it. There we go. So the one off of this here is a circle with the filled in circle inside. Making a curvy, swishy line. Again, if you do when it's more curved, then one side has to be smaller than the other. So this side needs to be smaller. Then this one is going to be swing out, kind of come in a little bit, swing back out, and make it point. So here I added a lot more interesting doodle marks, mark making in that. So so I gave myself sections here. So this top section, I had lines that went up and down. Then I gave the next section like so. I fill it in with circles. And then the next section, a little bit bigger, I put wavy lines, both sides. So then this side I gave kind of like a scallop. Finish that line. Now this side I just started doing like the zigzag lines on this side to finish it up. And this side I started doing the number 8s. I love the patterns that the number 8s give it. So I made this center line really heavy. And I also went along on the outside lines pretty significantly too. Some of them mattered more than others, and this one really matters that the lines are a lot heavier. Here we go. And the last one, there's a line, circle, filled in circle, short line, circle, filled in circle, and a swishy line. So this time it is a leaf shape, but it's not rounded. So I'm gonna kind of keep it a little bit more, I don't know, it could almost be a long triangle, I suppose. So there we go. And I did not add designs to it. Felt like some of them were real busy. Sometimes you just need some place where your eye likes to go to rest. And this one wanted to grow up and be that one. So I'm just going to make sure my lines are significant around it. There we are. So I'm going to come in and fill in some of these lines here. But it's really all the drawing. So I hope you'll join me. Like I said, the link is in the description for the Eventbrite. You can register there for the free classes, and then see some of the other classes that I have. I thank you for joining me. I'm going to just sit here and work on some of the lines, clean up, maybe make a few lines a little heavier. Just kind of look at that over and make those choices now. So I just have a great day, great evening, and doodle on.